We got a lot going on this morning. Want to go ahead and get you caught up. And first up for you on this Friday morning, the holidays, of course, almost here. It's an exciting time, but it's also a busy time. So don't let the holiday pressure get to you and make you snap at your significant other.
Psychotherapist and relationship expert Dr. Patty Ann Tublin is here with some advice on how to keep our relationships sane in the middle of all this holiday insanity. Okay, Patty Ann. First and foremost, was that stalking if I'm driving by my boyfriend's house?
We've
Just
known
a
you a
couple
long
of
time.
times.
We've been friends, Doctor, a long time. Put it on the table here.
It's not stalking.
Thank you.
But a lot of people do it. A lot of women do it, I have to admit.
Women more than men?
Yeah, I think so. But I do think...
Is this a problem, though, Doctor?
You shouldn't do it.
Not the way Mary Beth did it. I am sure
you.
Mary Beth was very appropriate. However, stalking has taken on a whole new face with Facebook, no pun intended.
Yeah. Is that sort of stalking when you're constantly on the person's page? And you're not letting it go, is the problem.
Well, the other person has the responsibility where they can also defriend you on Facebook.
Yeah.
So it works both ways, but there's a lot of stalking, bullying that goes on.
Have you been defriended a few times?
I am happily married, thank you. And this was
Has
really...
Bob defriended you?
Has he even friended me?
No.
I'll have to ask.
All right, though. Seriously, though,
right.
Doctor, we were talking, though,
The holidays.
Almost here, Thanksgiving, you know, you have the other holidays coming up during December as well. It can be really stressful for a lot of us, can it not?
It's very stressful. It's exciting, but it's also stressful. And what happens is with the holidays, we tend to think that our family is going to be this Norman Rockwell portrait at the Thanksgiving Day table. But the truth of the matter is, my family and your family, like everybody else's family, is perfectly imperfect.
Perfectly imperfect.
And the key here is to clue your partner in on the unique nature of your family's imperfections and the idiosyncrasies. So, we all have a strange cousin Bob that will act strange during Thanksgiving dinner. And we have that eccentric Aunt Emily who will act eccentric. Give your partner the heads up.
Even though we want to pretend we are that Norman Rockwell family, what if it's a new relationship, you know? I'm just really trying to impress Alex here. I really don't want him to know about my sister who's such a nutcase.
Who's a stalker.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, Mary Beth, you might not want him to know, but your sister will out herself of being eccentric. So what you want to do is forewarned is forearmed. And along those lines, clue your partner in on what the conversational landmines are for discussion. For example, politics, religion. If your partner has a different view on what you know your family adheres to, give them the heads up. Sports teams, you're a Vol fan. I'm a Connecticut Husky fan, so I'll stay away from
We can't talk lady basketball. Cannot talk women's basketball.
But Doctor, how open should one be without really scaring off that potential partner, especially if you're just dating and not married?
Just give them enough information to know that if they see the behavior start to exhibit itself, have a rehearsed rescue getaway look or word phrase. For example, you know that your sister's going to act a little strange in whatever area she does. So tell your partner when she feels like she needs a rescue or he feels like he needs a rescue, wow, that's amazing. Say it twice and then you know, swoop in and rescue. Take them away or a certain look. Anything so that your partner now doesn't have to play the 6th game of Texas Hold'em with Uncle Mark. Right? It's so true. It's so true.
It happens a lot. It really does to almost any family.
And you know, if your family is perfect, quite frankly, that's boring. You know, the imperfections make us unique and fun.
And what if, when you mention landmines, you know, politics is a touchstone, religion sometimes. What are some of the others? I mean, that you get into? Is it just the general sorts of topics that you try to stay away from even at a dinner party? It's just on steroids in a family situation?
No, it's not just the general. Very specifically, almost every family has a member who knows everything. They are the self-proclaimed expert on every topic in creation, and they will make certain that you know that they know, even if it's unsolicited. So let your partner know as soon as this particular person starts on her
Whatever it
diatribe.
is. Yeah.
Just, listen, give them about 30 seconds and excuse yourself to go to the bathroom or get something else to eat. So that's a good point, Mary
Or
Beth.
rescue your partner if you see that person
if it's starting to unfold.
Because a lot of times you might end up with some hurt feelings there as well. I mean, somebody can get really bruised if that uncle, if that aunt, or somebody says the wrong thing and they go too far.
That's right, and that happens all the time. I mean, we have these unbelievable expectations for these family gatherings, and they often fall short because we're not perfect. So if you see it unfold, try to rescue them. And if for some reason you can't, then you really have to go to these dinners with keeping a sense of humor. Try not to take even a personal insult personal, because it just won't work out. You're bound to be hurt.
Have the rules changed as to when you take a significant other or boyfriend, girlfriend to a holiday gathering? It used to be you didn't do that unless you were pretty far down the road. Have those changed? Does that complicate things?
It's unique for each couple. Every couple. I mean, I'm working with a woman now, and she was not invited to her relatively new boyfriend's family for Thanksgiving, and she's freaking out. And I'm like, it's only 3 months. It's okay. Now, if this
Probably
time next year you're not invited, cut the turkey.
Good advice there. Doctor, do not leave. Don't go anywhere, because there's also this engagement that's across the pond that everybody's talking about. Maybe some advice for the royal couple coming up.
You got some?
Oh, royal romance. Who doesn't love it?
Oh, boy, you talk about some landmines. Woo! I would not want to be Kate Middleton right now. We'll be right back.
And welcome back, everybody. You're watching News Channel 3 Live at 9 on this Friday morning. It is the big engagement everybody is talking about this week. Of course, we're talking about Prince William and Kate Middleton.
Relationship counselor Dr. Patty Ann Tublin has some great advice. You know, it's stressful enough to plan a wedding, but then to do it on the world stage and have everyone have an opinion, I think you need to send them Relationship Toolbox. FedEx.
They need it. Send it now, doctor. Send it now.
Buckingham Palace Express.
Absolutely.
So advice tip number 1 for the royals. What should they do differently? Because some of the other royal family members have not had a lot of success when it comes to love.
They don't have a great track record. We can even go back to Henry VIII, and we don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Okay, what I would suggest to Prince William and Kate Middleton, and I just love this stuff. I think it's awesome. Young love is just so beautiful. But what I would suggest is, Prince William was born to be king.
Right.
Kate wasn't. So what I would suggest that they do first and foremost is to stay friends and keep close the people, the family, and the friends that they've had prior to Kate ever meeting Prince William. Because otherwise, once you get on the stage, the royal stage, if you will, you don't really know who your friends are, which doesn't mean that you cannot make real friends, but I suggest that Kate in particular go with the tried and true friends that she had growing up.
Because she knows they have no incentive, no agenda.
No hidden agenda.
Okay.
No hidden agenda.
Okay.
And I give this advice to celebrities that I work with and rock stars, the same thing. People that latch on to you when you're on the way up, you don't really know if they really want to be your friends or if they just want to be a part of what's going on.
Gotcha.
The second advice that I would give is for Prince William and Kate to support each other, both privately and in public, and I'll give you an example of that. There was an interview on the other day, I don't really remember where it was, but Kate was asked probably for the umpteenth time about Prince William's mother,
right,
Diana.
Right.
And she was clearly struggling with the answer. She was saying something like, well, she's an inspiration, and then she was clearly struggling. And Prince William very graciously swooped in and rescued her from that conversation. And he needs to continue to do that in public, unlike his parents did.
But can you do that, doctor, without coming across as being overly protective?
If you watch the way Prince William did it, he did it beautifully. He did it as if he had been doing it his whole life. Yes, you can. It's the manner in how you do it.
Did he show already a large amount of maturity waiting 8 years? He has said, I wanted to make sure she had a real picture of what this was going to be like.
Absolutely. And, that's where they're not that different than you and I, right? So they lived together, and I read somewhere about he started cooking when they were first together because he wanted to impress her, like guys do. And then he said, I just got lazy, and he dropped that. So the real William the man came through, not who he wanted her to think he was. And the other thing that's very important, particularly for Kate, but for Prince William as well, as much as is humanly possible, ignore the tabloids. And when you do see things that are hurtful, because they are still human, just like every other couple, communicate it. Communicate to each other. You know, I read blah, blah, blah. Is that true? And finally, like every other couple, keep your sense of humor.
You got to keep it.
You got to keep it, especially in the spotlight.
Great tips that can be also found in the relationship toolbox.
That's right, drpattyann.com. You know, William and Kate do have internet, I've heard, so they can go there as well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Doctor, thank you for being here, as always.